Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits, and welcome to my FlossTube. I have extensive notes about things that I want to talk about. I've been very organized this fortnight. Lots of works in progress, lots of updates to my website, and lots of plans for the future. So let's get started. So I have been trying to figure out where to start. I have so many notes and it's just a little bit overwhelming. I thought it would be helpful. I don't know if it is being helpful though. I'm thinking though, to mix things up a little bit, let's start with Two Little Kits / Stitchy stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks. And I guess sort of business related stuff as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is the state fair. I talked in my last FlossTube about whether or not I should enter the state fair and that I was kind of umming and ahhing about it a little bit. I did end up entering some pieces into the state fair. The 3 pieces that I entered, and hopefully I have photos that I can find of these finished pieces. I am pretty sure I do, fingers crossed. The 3 pieces are Farming Magic Stitch Along by Flossie Fox Shop, Fox and Butterflies by Pigeon Coop Designs, and Believe in Yourself by Stitcherovia. The last 2 are from books of theirs that I have. They're not purchasable as far as I know online. So I'll link the books themselves in the description for those 2. But yeah, wish me luck. I have no idea when I'll be able to get to the state fair, even if I will. I don't know. I don't have plans to go by myself, and it's so expensive to go with the kids. They usually get through the school free entry tickets. So if we get those, I will probably take them and we'll just play it by ear a little bit. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I will let the internet know how I do as soon as I know, basically. So wish me luck. Hopefully I get a ribbon or 2 to add to my little collection that's up there that I'll take a photo of now so that I don't forget to take a photo of it later. That's that. The next thing to talk about is I joined a workshop that's called F the Algorithm. It's by Strong Brand Social, and it's hopefully going to give me motivation and tips and tricks and, I don't know, magic to get back on top of my social presence online. I'm also hoping that, given the timing of the first workshop that happened this past week and school going back very soon, that it will mesh nicely together and I will be able to start off this school year strong with social media and get back into a habit and a routine. Yeah, be a bit better with social media. I keep saying that I want to be. I've not followed through, basically, and it's disheartening, it's frustrating, and it's like, I know that if I put the effort in, it could help me grow as a business. It's just, I get into my head a little bit and overthink everything, and So fingers crossed for me with that. The next thing is I have been working on my next merchandise design and I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to share the design just yet, so follow me on social media to see when that comes out and to see what it looks like when I do get a sample product, because I'll be ordering a t-shirt at a minimum of the design. I'm still working out what products the design is going to be on. I'm not entirely sure what I want it to be on, but I know it's going to be on a t-shirt. I like to do all my merchandise and apparel designs with a t-shirt in mind and then figure out what I can add it to from there. There's only one design that isn't on a t-shirt, and that's the Sip and Stitch, as that's just on a mug and a cup, which it makes sense because you're sipping and yeah. So like the rest of them are t-shirts and other stuff. So I'm figuring out what I want to put it on. I've started the process of getting it into the print on demand like back end and in the back end of my website. It's getting there, and I'm hoping to order a sample probably even before the end of this weekend, so before I release this FlossTube. That would be amazing. So keep an eye out for that. And I really hope it's going to resonate with a bunch of people, because it definitely works for me. Let's just say that. Sorry, it's a different day. I wanted to add something. I know I spoke about the upcoming merch design that I've been working on, and I've been brainstorming since I recorded initially. I want to do a pre-order for it with a discounted price. So there'll be a link in the description where you can go and pre-order all the things in this line, this design line. So check it out, please. I would love to hear your feedback on it. So I'm excited. I haven't done something like this before with my merch releases. I'm excited. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's go back to the video. On to new things on my website. I have a ton, technically, of new blog posts that are on my website. The reason I have so many is because I went back and added all of the missing blog posts of each FlossTube episode. So there were about, I could look it up exactly how many there were, but I would guess there was about 35-ish missing early episodes of FlossTube on my website. And that's because before I did the merge from my old website to the one I have now, that old website, I wasn't doing a new blog post for every episode. I was only doing it sporadically, and I merged those posts to the new website. But yeah, it was missing roughly 35-ish old episodes. So I've made those posts. They're really bare bones. It's basically just an excuse to embed the YouTube video onto my website of those episodes. It also has the "What is FlossTube" paragraph that I have at the end of each post, as well as a way to easily click and view it on YouTube. So it's really, like I said, it's really bare bones, but it's nice to have those on my website now. So that's awesome, because it helps with SEO and everything. I do have new blog posts on my website. There are 4 new ones. The first one is called "What Cross Stitch Teaches Me About Managing Burnout." Basically, it's about mental health. It's about overwhelm. It's a reminder that progress is better than perfection in some cases. Obviously, if you're stitching really bleh, then that's not great. But sometimes you just want to do some stitching, but you don't have a lot of time, so you just get a little bit done, and that's okay. You don't have to allocate such a big amount of time and get stressed that you should be doing something else or whatever it might be. So it's a gentle reminder kind of post. The next one is "From Grids to Freestyle, Your Guide to 2 Stitchy Worlds." And that's basically a comparison post between embroidery and cross stitch. It's got a pros and cons list of the 2 of them, because I thought that would be interesting for other people to sort of get my take on what pros and cons of embroidery and cross stitch might be. And it's very beginner oriented, so unless that, if that's not obvious, I feel like it's helpful for anyone that might have stumbled into the whole world of embroidery / cross stitch and didn't know how to differentiate the 2, basically. Obviously, cross stitch is an embroidery stitch. It's just become more of its own thing over time, and that's why it's not just considered an embroidery stitch. It's its own hobby. Hopefully that makes sense. The next one is the cross stitch pattern that always makes you lose. And basically it's a blog post to promote and talk about my recent pattern release of the pattern The Game. It goes into explaining about what the actual The Game is and like where it came from, or its suspected origin, basically. And yeah, it just explains the pattern a little bit better. Yeah, hopefully it's helpful. I have meant to actually link from the pattern to that blog post on my website. I keep forgetting to, so hopefully I'll remember to do that after I finish recording. And the last blog post is what to do when your cross stitch pattern is a hot mess. And this post is 5 common-ish issues with cross stitch patterns and ways to work around those issues or solve those issues, or yeah, I guess those are the 2 things to say about that. But it does at the end also point out, like, if you've tried all these things, then your best course of action now is to contact the designer. And it's also just a gentle reminder that if someone were to struggle with one of my patterns, that I really, really want them to reach out to me and say, hey, these symbols are too similar, I'm having trouble reading your pattern, or this color doesn't seem right, are you sure it's the right color in the pattern, or whatever it is. But I want people to reach out to me and tell me that something's wrong so that I can help them and future people getting the pattern. So yeah, so I've been busy with keeping busy and you'll see why that I've been really keeping busy in a sec. The next thing I want to talk about is some Stitchy haul that I've gotten in the last 2 weeks. I have 2 separate things to share. The first one is that I went to my local floss or needlepoint store, I should say. Ooh, my stomach just grumbled. And right in the door, so I couldn't miss it, but right in the doorway was this book. And I follow the Witchy Stitcher on Instagram, and I could not pass up on getting this book. I was looking through it before I bought it, and holy cow, there is so much packed into this book. It's amazing. I highly recommend this book, especially if you are a beginner to cross stitch. She explains so much that you wouldn't want to know about, and stuff that you wouldn't even need to know about cross stitching and how to get started and everything. I haven't looked aside, I haven't really gone in depth into looking through the book, but the skims that I've had in the store and at home, I'm amazed at how much is packed into this book and how much it cost, because this was only $22 and there's so much in here. And as you can see, it's 25 patterns. Like that's almost, well, that's basically $1 a pattern. The other $3 goes towards the explanation of everything, plus like framing and oh my gosh, so much. I am looking forward to doing some of these patterns too. Some of them are really cute. I should have bookmarked the ones that I thought were really cute. So I'll have a look and I'll find one that I like. Isn't that adorable? And the pattern on the front cover is amazing too. So anyway, I got this one. And the other thing that I got, which actually came today, was I've been eyeing off needle minders, as I always do, via the website Hawthorne Handmade, who are a company in the UK. And with the I'll talk while I show you which ones I got. With the new de minimis regulation disappearing from the US, it was very clear to me that if I wanted to get these, I should do it now before they go up in price. So I pulled the trigger and got these. Is that one? Yeah, I thought that one was sideways. So I got these needle minders. They're wooden needle minders that I believe have been printed onto, but they're really high quality. I really like them. My favorite one is the Crafter Tarot card. Is it? I like this one too. I don't know which one's my favorite, but I wanted to show you them before I put them on my needle minder hoop thingy, which on that I need to make a new enamel pin one. You can't actually see it, but I've got, oh yes you can. I've got some enamel pins on this hoop here, and then I got my stamp ones on here, which I actually have one I need to add to on this, and I don't know how to add it because it's kind of packed right now. I believe it's another vertical one, so that does help. But yeah, I have enamel pins. I have I think four more enamel pins that I really like, that are a series, and I don't have anywhere to put them, so I need to make myself a new one of these, and I'll probably hang it up here or something. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, I got some new needle binders, and I think one of them might even go on a work in progress soon. I'm not sure. And saying that, that's a good tangent. Let's go on to works in progress. I have a lot of works in progress to share this fortnight. I'm just going to move that. But let's start with the one that isn't in a bag right now, because the bag is downstairs. This is going to be a future cross stitch pattern on my website. It was supposed to be released last Monday, but summer holidays got in the way, basically. So I think I shared this pattern in a previous FlossTube, but this is like way big. I don't know, it's way bigger than I originally expected it to be, but I kind of love that. It's a lot of solid colors, which has been just nice to sort of mindlessly stitch, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be called Send Memes. This text bubble thing has some hearts in it, and it's just like basically a conversation between two people. And yeah, my love language is memes being sent to me. So hopefully you can agree and understand, relate. That's the word. You can relate with that. So this one's coming. I have pushed it up until I think the 8th of September. Yeah, so I'm gonna aim to get this on my website on the 8th, which is after my next FlossTube release, I think. Hang on. No, sorry, it won't be the 8th because that's a FlossTube release. So the 15th. I might even try and do a sneaky, if you don't watch my FlossTube, then it'll be sneaky release on the 8th. I don't know. But this will be coming. Let me know what you think. And I think this would be really cute on 18 count. It'd be much smaller, but this is on 14 count, and I think it's amazing. It's got like a little like blob background, which will be done in half stitches. So that'll be quicker as well. Anyway, let's move on. My next work in progress, where are my notes? The next work in progress is not in my notes, so I'm gonna add it quickly. I use my notes that I use for when I record my FlossTube to also make the YouTube description and the blog post and everything, so that I don't forget anything. So yeah, anyway, this one is Lola Crow cross stitch. It's the Extraordinary Birds stitch along. I haven't done much on this, which is kind of why I'm showing it now and not later, because I've done lots of stitching. It's just on other things. So I'm still working on part 3 or feature 3 of this. I have done a little bit of it, and whoop, just dropping it, hang on. So feature 3 is the birds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a butterfly. So sort of this area down here, and they're all on like a little lantern sort of thingy. And there's these plants here that are poisonous, I believe, but I'll show you up close. So that's the area that I'm working on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only one more release. I'm gonna just quickly check my calendar. I think there's only one more release of this. There is. So next Friday is release 14, and that's the last release, which is crazy. I'm still a bit meh about the release that came out when I did my last FlossTube, and it was the dinosaur birds. I'm still not a fan of that. Keep thinking about it. Anyway, let me know what you think about it if you do this stitch along. Oh, my needle's jabbing. There we go. I gotta stick the pattern in there or else I'll lose it. So there's that one as well. Next work in progress is, and you might expect some of these. Why is this not coming out? Yep, there we go. Okay, so if you watched my FlossTube for the last like couple of episodes, you may expect the next 2 works in progress. So this one, so these have just come out, or this has just come out. This is another stitch along. It's called Tea and Twigs by Fine Frog Stitching, and the color looks really washed out on my camera's screen, so I'm hoping that it's accurate when I import it. But it's like a really yellowy, yeah, that's better. That looks a bit better. And that's the little needle minder that I got with the pre-order, because I got the bundle. And this is the same fabric that was recommended by, I don't know what her name is, the designer actually. I'm gonna look that up. Does she have her name on it? Steph. Oh, I should have known that. Her name is Steph. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying, but this is what I was stitching this morning, basically. And I really like the colors. I have already had to unpick a bit and redo it. I made the brown on this seat one extra stitch across, and so it wouldn't line up. So I had to undo that and redo it. Go me. And yeah, if I didn't say it, that's a stitch along. And I think I've got 6 weeks to do that frame. I'm gonna just look it up. No, I don't. The first part comes out on the 5th of September. So I gotta get on that. All right, the next one has also come out recently, and it's another stitch along. This is Flower Dragon by Flossy Fox Shop, and I've got this huge piece of fabric which has heaps of gap on the sides, but right now it's just this little corner here. And I've been working on this a lot, as you can probably tell, because this wasn't even a thing last FlossTube. So yeah, I've almost finished this, and I've focused on trying to get it done. I was stitching this blue this morning as well. I'm working on multiple things this morning, and I've noticed that I missed some of the teal line, so you can see the gaps that I've had to leave, and I'll have to go back and fill them in, which is just annoying. Anyway, so that's that one, and that I think is so cute. I am leaving a mistake that I made in it. It's actually 2 mistakes. So this blue bird here, I started stitching his little bits and pieces, one to the left. I had to look at it for a second, and I was like, I don't want to undo that, so I just stitched him where he was. And then the little green leaf I did in the wrong spot. I'm pretty sure that's not going to affect future sections, so I'm just going to leave it because it's super minor. But I really like this fabric. I'm really glad I picked this fabric. Hopefully you can sort of, yeah, you should be able to see the marbling of it. So that's cool. The one thing I haven't been enjoying about this one, the Twigs and Tea, actually, what it's like enjoying stitching it, is the fabric is really rigid, like way more rigid than I'm used to stitching. And so when I'm trying to like flip over my work to anchor off something, and it's just like all this fabric just like sticking up in my face, it's really frustrating. Whereas the Flower Dragon, the fabric's really loose and flowy, and it's just a lot nicer to work on. I'm sure that this one will loosen up as I go along. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed for me. The next piece I have hopefully will make sense, especially if you watch my last FlossTube. It's this piece here, which, hang on, let me get my notes back. It's by Ink Circles. It's called Circular Logic. So you can see the whole grid that I've done, like how big it's going to be. But I've been working on this, and so this is my, how do I put it, evening fun, when I've had fun chocolate in the evening stitching. Hopefully that makes sense. So I've been doing a fair bit, and I'm actually doing well. I haven't made any mistakes yet, surprisingly, and the gradient of the colors is looking really good. The main reason I went to the craft store, the needlepoint store, sorry, because I was already in the area, but I wanted to get another skein. Because I mean, I've still got all this to work with, and I'm using one of my little floss drops that I got for my birthday. but I got a second one because I can already see that I'm going to run through what I have here, and that's okay. So I decided to grab another one. I had 3 colors that I was really low on for other projects, so I got those as well. But that's a lot of squares, and I've already gone through a lot of the thread, so yeah, I figured it would be safer if I just got another skein, and why not do it while I was already in the area. So this project has no deadline. The longer it takes, actually, the better probably. But yeah, there's that one. And my last work in progress, I'm actually a little bit behind with. It's Flower Meadow. What am I up to? I was about to stitch my husband's birthday, and so his birthday was on Wednesday, so I'm a little behind. I had to stop and do something, so it's, yeah, in the middle of it already. But that's the year so far, and oh my god, I keep getting this flower here. As you can see, I've got it twice there, I've got it here, and my husband rolled it as well. So I'm like, ah, stop it. I keep getting that freaking flower. Oh my gosh. I haven't gotten much red in August, which is interesting, aside from like the first couple of days. I've already rolled the dice I got my husband to roll the dice for his birthday, like I do with the rest of my family, and I rolled the following day. I haven't rolled yesterday and today's because I'm recording this on a Saturday. So I do have 4 flowers to stitch, but I don't know I can't remember what I've rolled and what I'll be doing. So anyway, I'm rambling now anyway. I shall stop rambling. That's all my works in progress. Ta-da! I do have one finished piece. You probably can guess what it is if you watch my FlossTube. It's this piece here, which is my Zodiac Virgo pattern that will be coming next week. I am pretty happy with it. I'm not pleased entirely with her nose, I'll be quite honest. I did make a change from the design as I was stitching because I didn't like how it did look from the pattern. Yeah, I'm like about her hair color, to be quite honest. I think it's okay, and I know why I'm like, it's because it really matches her lips, because it literally matches her lips. They're the same colors. So I don't know, let me know what you think. I haven't put it on a board, as you can see. Oh, there's the back. I don't show my backs enough, but there's the back of my work. One of the colors I had to get from the needlepoint store was this green up the top here, because I literally ran out before I could finish this piece, so I had to get more. I don't know, there's something up with it. I think it could be, to be honest, the fabric itself. I think the grid isn't square, because this looks really tall, doesn't it? I don't know. I can't do anything about that, except you pull it like that when I mount it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. This will be coming next week, and it might even have different hair. We'll see. And the last thing to chat about is IRL stuff, thankfully, because I just saw the time on my camera and it's a lot. As I mentioned, it was my husband's birthday. He turned the big 4-0, which is crazy because, you know, he and I have been together since we were teenagers. It doesn't seem real that he could be that old, and that means that I'm as old as I am. And how do we have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old? And I still feel like a teenager still. Anyway, so yeah, we celebrated. We had some cake and I cooked him a nice dinner, and I almost caught the kitchen on fire. I did sparklers for the cake. One of the 4 lit fine. That was fine. The O wouldn't light, and I was like, I love sparklers, so I was like waiting patiently after we had the cake, trying to get it to light. It finally did. I'm just like, wee, just happy and showing the kids sparklers because they haven't really seen sparklers. I didn't even think, but I put it down on the packaging that it came in, which was made of cardboard. And like once it was done sparkling, and obviously it was still hot, and it caught the cardboard on fire. But thankfully I was very cool-headed about the whole situation. My daughter was like, oh my God. But I just grabbed some paper towel and just like suffocated the fire, and it was out quickly, and it wasn't very big. It was, you know, like smaller than the palm of my hand at its biggest. And the house stunk like cooked cardboard for a couple of hours, but thankfully the smoke alarm didn't go off, so I'm calling it a win. What else? I won a computer mouse, which is pretty cool. I got this computer mouse. I have this thing in Google Play where it gives me on Fridays this like raffle sort of thing where sometimes they have really cool prizes that you could win, but otherwise you mostly just get some random amount of points which can go towards buying apps or paying for app subscriptions or whatever it is. Yeah, I actually won a mouse. I won a computer mouse and it had free shipping and it actually arrived. It's a real mouse. Yeah. So I'm surprised and I think that's pretty cool. So I'm actually going to replace my mouse. My mouse is pretty cool too, but it's a gamer mouse. So I'm going to try this one. I don't like having a cabled mouse, but I also don't like, which is what I've got now. I also don't like having a mouse that's battery powered. So I don't know, we'll see how things go. We'll see. There's 2 other things that I have notes for. My youngest is currently at a sleepover, which I'm so happy that she is able to do. It's her friend, obviously, her bestest friend, I would suspect. And it's her friend's first sleepover. So that's really special. Today they're going for a drive to go and see a play that's aimed at kids. Yeah, I'm happy that she's out and doing stuff and she's with her friend and having a good time, I hope. Apparently they got up really early this morning, so she's probably going to be really tired, which good, she should be. But the other part of it is that I'm really glad to have been able to separate my kids for a little bit. My oldest is asking where her sister is and she misses her and everything, but it's so good for both of them to just have time apart, especially during the summer holidays. So, and talking about summer holidays, we're almost done. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. My kids go back to school on Tuesday. I cannot wait for like 2 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon because I also have our house cleaners coming that day. It happened to coincide on the same day. I didn't organize that. So they'll be done by then, but my kids won't be home yet by then. So I'm very excited. I love my children, don't get me wrong. I love them very much, but I am so tapped out, socially especially. And I can't wait to be able to sit down and focus on Two Little Kits again. It'll be really nice. But I need to do something about my computer because it's slow and clunky right now because it has like no space on it for the programs to run properly. But that's a whole other issue, and I'm working with my husband on a fix for it because he's a computer whiz guy. So yeah, let's leave it there. That's a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder of some of the things to drop in the comments about. My Zodiac Virgo pattern, let me know what you think, especially about the colors of her hair and just the pattern itself. Let me know if you're doing any of the stitch alongs that I'm doing. I have the three active stitch alongs. One of them is almost done. So that's Extraordinary Birds, Twigs and Tea, and Flower Dragon. Let me know if you're doing any of those and how you're going and what you think of them. What else? Let me know what you think about what I've entered into the state fair. That would be awesome. And especially let me know if you go to the state fair and you see my stuff. If you do, please let me know. I would love to get a photo of it. I don't mind having the surprise ruined. It wouldn't be ruined for me. So yeah, let me know if you see my things. That would be awesome. Check the description for all the links to the blog posts, and all the stuff that I can link with patterns and things like that will be in the blog post, in the description. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. And until next time, I will see you around the internet. Bye.